All right. Gotta check this sound. Let's check. Okay. Okay. All right. Guess we can continue with the lesson. All right. Shalom. Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. Another live lesson through the Holy Spirit. We're going to title this video, Only the Righteous Understand This Truth. Everyone else is lost. Okay. All right. This is something that, you come to understand the deeper you come into this ministry, the deeper you get access to the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Like brothers always say, this truth ain't for everybody, and everybody ain't gonna get it. All right, a lot of people are meant to just be destroyed and to just be wiped off the earth and die without knowledge. And that's a cold, hard, bitter reality, right? That you have to come to accept, right? But hey, it's the truth. That's part of being in the truth, right? Accepting that reality that this ain't for everybody. Only selected souls are meant to get this. Okay, so this is why we see the Hebrew Israelite hate campaign all over the internet, right? Where you got a bunch of people making little videos, right? Niggas is sitting down on a podcast, having discussions, trying to figure out the reasoning behind our faith and why we believe the things we believe in, right? This truth has made a lot of these niggas, open the Bible and try to figure it out for themselves. So a lot of you Christians and a lot of you people that say you believe in God, you could really thank us. You could thank the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Because we the ones that made y'all look into the scriptures and figure out if what we saying is true or not, right? Now, you got a lot of people out here that will talk shit and will say that, oh, we tripping. We don't know what we talking about, but secretly deep down, they know that it's the truth. Like Vocab, right? Vocab's a devil. Vocab Malone, right? And I believe that he knows that we have the 100% truth, right? But you got to understand, he's a demon. Okay, more than likely he's an Edomite. I believe he's an Edomite, right? So what is Esau gonna do when he sees the uh, the house of David being built? It's Esau's job to try to stop that building. Okay, it's Esau's job to stop it, right, and to try to disrupt it and to discredit everything we doing, right? But I believe he knows that we have the 100% truth, right? But then you got, on the other hand, you got a lot of people that really cannot understand where we coming from. You got a lot of people that really just they're lost on what we're talking about. They don't understand why we do this, why we do that. Why are you on the corner yelling and screaming? Why are you trying to keep the laws of the Most High? Why do you think that the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Israelites? A lot of people are really sincerely lost, man, but that's because the Lord is not dealing with them and they're not the righteous. Only the righteous is going to understand this truth. Okay, this is plain to us. When the truth came to us, right, we received it, right, and it was like, man, that all that makes sense, right? Like when I first came into the truth, what got me to lock in so quick is when brothers told me how close we are to the mark of the beast. See, when I was in the world, I knew about the mark of the beast. I didn't know exactly what it was 100%, but I knew that eventually that was gonna come upon the earth. I just didn't know what it was, and I thought it was, I thought like any other nigga, It's probably 50 years. It ain't gonna happen in my lifetime. But then when brothers exposed it to me, like, nah, look how close we are. We're this close to the end. You know, everything else from that point made sense. It made sense. It was like, damn, that it all makes sense. This is why this is happening. This is why this. You see? But Lord willing, I'm one of the righteous, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of you brothers and sisters out there, it clicked for you as soon as you heard it, just like that. Now, when somebody that's not meant to get it, when this truth is presented to them, they're confused, they're puzzled. They're like, "What are you talking about? That don't make no sense. Where did that come from? I mean, nah, that's not in the Bible, right?" And then some niggas get mad. Some niggas get frustrated, right? Pissed off in their spirit, right? When you tell them the truth. So, this truth ain't for everybody, man. Only the righteous is going to understand this, okay? You know what I mean? So, I just wanted to go in on that. Let's get some scriptures, man, okay? Let's get some scriptures, man. So, what do I want to start off with? Let's start off with this. Book is John 10 and 27. It says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them and they follow me." Okay. My sheep. All right. That's talking about uh the Lord's tabernacle. Okay. The selected souls who are meant to understand this. That's the sheep of the Lord. All right. That's what you got to understand. The Lord already has his sheep. Okay. You know, a lot of these Christians sit there and say, "Oh, I choose Jesus Christ. I chose Jesus Christ, and he just accepted me off the jump." Nah, that this is an exclusive club. Okay, this ain't the Lord. Got to choose you. All right, you don't get to choose the Lord whenever you feel like it. The Lord chooses you. The Lord makes the decision on who He wants inside of His fold. Okay, you don't just walk inside. You go to like let's just say a club. You don't just walk into VIP and you don't know nobody and just be like, "I choose this VIP. I deserve to be here." You know what I mean? The security will kick your ass out, right? Most VIP sections are exclusive, man. Okay, you know. So that's how it is with the Lord. The Lord is exclusive. So you got to be one of the Lord's sheep. Okay, and it says the sheep hear the Lord's voice. That meaning that when we heard this truth, it clicked. If this truth don't click inside of your mind and you're puzzled and you're confused and it's all not making sense, you can't put the pieces together. More than likely, you're not of the Lord's sheep, man. Okay, like that goofy, stupid nigga Dwayne preached the word on TikTok. Go check that dumbass nigga out, man. That nigga, he bugging out by the second, bro. But this guy he's on TikTok and all he does, his entire content. Well, I think the title of his channel is Debunking the Hebrew Israelites. That's the title of his channel. Every single video is him trying to discredit the Hebrew Israelites. That's all he got. He don't got nothing else. He ain't trying to save nobody. He not preaching salvation. He not he not breaking down prophecy. It's just the Hebrew Israelites are wrong. The Hebrew Israelites are wrong. He's not one of the Lord's sheep. The Lord is not dealing with him, right? Because he can't understand this truth. He don't understand what gives us the power and the authority to go as hard as we do and why we're so adamant on believing on this. He just cannot understand it. He's not one of the Lord's sheep. He didn't hear the voice. You see? Because the truth was presented to him as well. He denied it, and not only did he deny it, he made himself a direct enemy of the Lord by now scoffing. So the Lord is going to destroy his bitch ass, okay? And all them niggas like that, all right? They're not of the Lord's sheep. They didn't hear the voice. It says, "And I know them, and they follow me." Now, what does it mean when the Lord says he knows them? He knows his sheep, meaning that he knows each and every soul that's meant to get this truth, right? He knows us on a personal level. Okay, a lot of these people out here that can't understand this truth, the Lord don't know them. They're lost. That's why the Lord lost. That's why he gave them the outer darkness, man. Our family members, niggas at work, co-workers. He gave them the outer darkness because he don't know them. All right. Remember, the scriptures say that faith is fashioned with the let me see. Let me get that real quick, man. All right. Faith in the womb. Okay. Because this truth is all right. This truth is already predetermined, man. All right. like I said, you don't choose the Lord. The Lord decides who he wants. And it's already been decided before the earth was created. Now, wrap your mind around that. Before the planet Earth was created, it was already decided. The exclusive club was already established. There's no new members. Okay? Right? So you don't just get to choose the Lord. All right? The Lord has to choose you. You have to already have been chosen before the foundations of the earth, man. Before all of this was built. You see? Let's see. This is Ecclesiasticus 1 and 14. It says, to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. You see? So that fear, right? That understanding was already programmed inside of the elect, the selected souls who were meant to get it, right? It was already programmed within them, right? In the womb, right? It's just a lot of us had to wait until an appointed time to be activated. All right. And once we got activated, we hit the racetrack, all systems go. You know what I'm saying? So it was already given to us way before any of this was established, man. All right. This is why a lot of these people, they're lost, they're puzzled, right? When it comes down to understanding this knowledge, okay? Because it wasn't given to them in the womb. That faith wasn't given to them in the womb, man. All right? In the spirit world, right? We was in the spirit world, Lord willing. We was in the spirit world, and it was already predetermined. Okay, you're gonna go down to the earth and you're gonna be a prophet. You're gonna go down to the earth and you're gonna believe. You're gonna be one of the faithful. But everybody else is going to be lost, because you got to understand, hey, people got to die, man. I mean, some people got to be judged. That's just is what it is. Not everybody can just choose the Lord. Some people got to die. All right. Or else the Lord is not a man of his word. Didn't the Lord say that multitudes is going to be put to death? Didn't the Lord say that it's going to be a lot of dead bodies out here? Does that sound like everybody can choose the Lord? No, it means that most people are getting ready to die. So if most people are getting ready to die, that means that this truth is only exclusive to certain people, man. All right. So it was created with the faithful in the womb, man. Okay. So if you can understand this truth, and this truth makes sense to you, right, and it's basic, then that means that more than likely you were one of the faithful. All right. But if you can't understand this truth, and it's a bunch of pieces you can't put together, you're not one of the faithful. The Lord is not dealing with you. Okay, and that's not our fault. Don't get mad at us. Niggas want to come up to us and get mad at us. Like we determine that. We don't determine that. I mean, we can't indicate like the Lord ain't dealing with this nigga, right? But ultimately, we didn't determine, if you were going to be one of the faithful or not. We don't have. That was the Lord. You take that up with the Lord, man. All right, why you wasn't chosen, man? Okay, you probably just a wicked, slimy, demonic nigga, man. That's why the Lord ain't dealing with you. A lot of you desperate, fucking evil motherfuckers. A lot of people out here that are reincarnated in this world are the ones that put their hands on Yahushai. These are the same souls coming back. The ones that put their hands on Yahushai, hung them up on a cross, humiliated them. Okay, and you think that in the latter days the Lord is gonna give your ass the truth? You crazy as hell, man. No, you're gonna be destroyed. All right, you're gonna be destroyed. All right, you ain't gonna get the truth. A lot of you niggas don't even know what you did in your past life. That's why you ain't got the truth. You don't know what the fuck you was doing in your past. You could have killed the prophets, right? You could have been one of them people in the crowd yelling out for the crucifixion of the prophets. You don't deserve the truth in the latter days, man. You've been a wicked scoundrel in all your reincarnations, man. Now you're at the end, okay? And now it's time for you to receive your ultimate judgment, which is to be burnt alive with nuclear missiles, man. Okay? Not everybody deserves this truth. All right. Let's get this one right here. This is Ecclesiasticus 39 and 24. It says, as his ways are plain unto the holy, okay, it's plain to us, man. It makes sense, right? Yeah, look at the state of our people. Are they not corrupted and destroyed? Look at the black community. Is that not dysfunction? The black woman shaking her ass, whole bunch of faggot niggas in the black community, thugs, coons, lost, right? Believing in idols, witchcraft. Is that not the case? Niggas want to look at us like we crazy, but come on, man. Look at our people, man. Crackheads. When you go outside and you look at your average crackhead, 9 times out of 10, is he not an Israelite? You see, when we got that understanding that our people are lost, right? When we were told that, when we came into the truth, that made sense to us. That was plain. When they told us, when brothers told us that the so-called white man is Esau Edom, he's the devil, that makes sense to us. Look at his track record, right? Look at everything he's done in the earth. Did not the Black Panther, did they not have a fucking all-out war with that nigga for years, the so-called white man for years, right? About the oppression. Was there not chattel slavery? So how you gonna say the so-called white man ain't the devil at the end, man? And he's the worst. He's probably the worst he's ever been. Okay, see that type of information is plain to us. That makes sense, right? It's plain unto the holy, right? But it says this right here: so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. So somebody that's wicked, they're gonna be stumbling all over the place. Oh no, he ain't the devil. No, that ain't. You know, they believe in the Hollywood propaganda. Why you think Esau put all these movies out here, man? All of these movies and these fucking TV shows and all this bullshit to confuse people's minds, right? So these people are enchanted with everything they grew up off of, BET and MTV and all that dumb shit, right? So then when the truth is presented to them, it's a whole bunch of gray areas. It's a whole bunch of missing pockets. You know what I mean? So therefore, it's a bunch of stumbling blocks in front of them. They can't put it together, right? But they're wicked. That's what it says. So are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. If you can't understand this truth, you're wicked, straight up, right? Because you know now at this point, the average man is down with homosexuality. Even if he's not a homosexual, he's down with that agenda, man. So you're wicked, okay? So it's a stumbling block unto those that are undesirable, man. The 2/3, you see? Plain to us, it makes a lot of sense to us, right? The kingdom of heaven is going to be established on earth. Yeah, that's in King David's prayer. It's in the prayer. But niggas still want to believe the fucking fable that Satan fell from heaven and he's, you know, him and his demons, they start sleeping with women. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven is going to be somewhere off the planet and the whole earth is going to be destroyed. The earth is flat. All of these goddamn different fucking ideologies. And it's right there in the scriptures. If you just read, it wasn't given to them. That faith wasn't given to them. Okay. So like the scriptures say, they err not knowing the scriptures, right? A lot of people, when they read this book, it's like they read in words, but it don't click. It's like just a bunch of blurred lines. So then niggas just come up with their own little philosophies. Okay, well, this must be talking about this. Revelation, the dragon, okay, that must be talking about this. But they don't really have the true understanding. And then you try to tell them, like, nah, the dragon represents this, right? The whore this is the whore. America's the whore. Oh, no way, man. No way, man. No, it's actually this, man, and it's the Anunnaki. He lost, man. He has a stumbling block. You know what I mean? He's wicked, okay? It wasn't given unto that individual, man. Let me get this next precept. This is Proverbs 8, starting at verse 8. It says, all the words of my mouth are in the righteous. There is nothing froward or perverse in them, meaning that no confusion, no weirdo shit, no what could I say? Perverse, just no confusion, right? Because that's ultimately what perverse is. It's confusion. It's plain to us. It makes sense. You see, you know. But Lord willing, we're the righteous, right? We're a part of the club of Yahushai, right? The scriptures always talk about how the secrets are given unto us. Let me get this real quick. Colossians 1 and 26. Okay. Colossians 1 and 26. All right. This is a good one right here. You know what I mean? This is Colossians 1 and 26. It says, even the mystery which hath been hid from ages and from generations, right? And what is the mystery? The mystery is that we're the true Hebrew Israelites. The Negro, Latinos, Native Americans are the true Israelites. The so-called white man is the devil. The mark of the beast is the microchip. That's the mystery, okay? That's the mystery that's been hid for ages. But it says this right here. But now is made manifest to his saints. You see? To who? The saints. Does it say the whole world? Does it say the whole world is going to get this mystery? No, it only says the saints. That's an exclusive club, man. Okay, the righteous only. All right, that's how it goes. That's how it's always been. Okay, so let's go back to Proverbs 8, right? It says, we'll start at verse 9. It says, they are all plain to him that understandeth. There's that word plain again. All right, obvious. A synonym for that word plain is obvious. It's obvious that this is the end. This is the worst we've ever seen the planet Earth. Okay, on all levels, the animal kingdom, the water, the air quality, the people, the morale, everything is put to shit. And then on top of that, the World War III is getting ready to crack off. You gonna sit here and tell us with a straight face, a lot of you coon ass niggas that want to save the white man and you love America, you want to sit here and tell us with a straight face that World War III is not getting ready to start. But hold on, ain't that in the Bible that World War III is getting ready to start? Don't it say that Yahushua is going to make his grand return in the midst of that? Right? So that's plain to us. It's obvious that that the scriptures are speaking. But to somebody that's lost, hey, it's just another fairy tale to them, man. Okay, but they're not. They haven't been called, nor have they been chosen. Okay, it says they are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to him that find knowledge. Okay, because we're searching things out. See, the Lord has to put the spirit on you to be searching things out, right? See, because the Lord, He gonna give you the truth, but you got to add on to it. You got to do your own research. The Lord just don't give it all to you in one day or one go. Here's everything. No, you got to continue build on it. You got to keep researching. You got to strengthen your faith with knowledge. That's why it says it's right to him that find knowledge. Right? That's the spirit that we have, man. That's Habakkuk, the second chapter, standing upon our watch. You see, we have a particular spirit, right? That makes us want to find knowledge. Okay, you know, but Lord willing, we're that righteous. Somebody that's not righteous, man, they don't care about finding knowledge because they don't care about the Lord. You see, let's get this real quick. This is Matthew 13, and we'll start at 16. It says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see. Right? See what? We see the prophecy. We can see everything that's going on, the effect of every vision, like it says in the book of Habakkuk again, right? The effect of every vision, all the prophecies, it makes sense to us. Blessed are our eyes because we can see. Because when you come into this truth, you come to find out that a lot of people have not been blessed to see this. Most people have not been blessed to see this. All right. It low key feel like 98% of people cannot understand this. It's like the only time we can talk to somebody that knows what's going on is when we talk to each other, right? The hopeful elect. Everybody else is completely lost, man. So that's why the Lord said, yeah, blessed are your eyes, because everybody else is going to be lost. You see, it says, in your ears, for they hear. We heard the word. You know what I mean? We can hear it. We can hear that song, right? Let me get Revelation 14, right? We heard the song, right? We can hear it. To everybody else, this song is almost like like we're speaking in a whole nother language, and it's plain. We're speaking the same language our people speak, same slang. We come from the same background, but it's like, why can't these niggas understand? Right? We be out there at camp, right? Obvious. Some brothers be out there with signs, holding pictures up, like, look, this is the end of the world right here. Niggas walk past it, give you that uh, chloride, blink chloride toothpaste stare, right? And then they just keep going. Oh, well, I don't know what that was. Get back to their little Saturday blunt, back to their Saturday backwood, right? You know what I mean? But it's like, yo, we making it so obvious. The Lord is not having us out there breaking down the Da Vinci Code and we bringing up the numerology. I mean, we will go into that because, you know what I mean, we're going into all knowledge up there. But for the most part, it's very easy, man. We're very plain and we speak very plain, man. Very obvious, you see? So, what I'm saying? It's a certain song, it's a certain frequency, right? That we're tapped into. Okay, it's just like some people, right? You got some people that, um, let's say for instance, somebody grew up listening to country music their whole life, right? That's all they know is country music, right? They've never listened to anything else but country music. And then you introduce rap to them, and they're like, "What the hell is this? I don't know what this is. This is completely strange and weird." You see, but that's because they're not tapped into that frequency. You know what I mean? You got to be tapped into that frequency to understand rap music. And I'm just speaking in metaphorically, because rap music is satanic. But I'm just speaking metaphorically. Somebody that grew up right listening to country music, and that's all they know. And then you introduce rap music to them, they be lost. They be like, "What is this? I don't know what this is. This don't make no sense to us." Vice versa. Somebody that grew up listening to rap music, you throw on country music, that shit is like bleeding the ears. I know because I don't fuck with country music. That's just not my type of. Maybe there's brothers out there that like it. Hey, that's on you, man. I can't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I can't. If I hear that type of music, it's like I instantly got to turn that off. Or that EDM shit. You know what I'm saying? That ecstasy music and shit. I can't listen to that shit, right? Because it don't in tune to my frequency, right? So this truth is a frequency, man, right? You have to be tuned into it to understand it. And that means that your spirit had to be tuned into it before it all began. You see? This is Revelation 14:3. It says, "And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth." You see, no man can learn that song except the 144,000. All right. And you have the multitude, the elect, that's going to believe in 144,000. That's it. Everybody else is going to be lost. Everybody else is going to be confused. Niggas is going to come up with their own theories on what makes sense in their life, right? Because the Lord didn't give them the opportunity to even understand the song at all, man. All right. So that's why the Lord say, "Be blessed our eyes and our ears, because we can hear the song, we can see the signs, man. We know that this is the end." All right. And we know that the Lord is working a marvelous work. That takes a certain activation from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, man. That ain't given to everybody, clearly. So this is Matthew 13:17. It says, "For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see." Niggas like Vocab Malone, right? That's why Vocab Malone is going so hard on us, because Vocab, he really wants to be the one with all the knowledge. You see how he talk. He want to be the one that leads people, and everybody comes to him, right, for the answers, right? But he don't got the truth, right? A lot of these people are jealous of us, man. Believe it or not, they be trying to play it off like we crazy and we tripping, and you know what I mean? Like y'all just some nut ass niggas out there. Hey, Shalom, bro. Y'all about Shimon Shabbat Tazamak. Shalom, bro. But they be trying to play us like we just some nut ass niggas out there. You know what I'm saying? Like we just out there, just speaking confusion, right? But really they be jealous in their spirit. They be jealous that we have the understanding and they don't, right? And they can see the spirit on the men of the Lord that, we're on the uprise, man. And they're declining. Niggas is out here smoking cigarettes. Niggas is out here with a bad diet. You know what I'm saying? They can't stand for shit. They being bamboozled by every enchantment they see on the television. Okay? It says, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. Okay? Let me get this off the comment board, brother, right here. Tazamak. All right. This is Isaiah 30:21. It says, "In thine ears shall hear a word behind thee." Okay, and that was the truth. And everybody, and really all of our people have gotten that opportunity. They heard that word, they heard it behind them, right? You know what I'm saying? But they denied it because the Lord is not dealing with them. Okay? It goes into that parable, I think, where is it, in Matthew, where it talks about some people were seeds that were cast on stony ground. Some people were seeds that were cast in good soil, right? The ones that were cast in stony ground, right? Roughly paraphrasing, these are the individuals that that they heard the word and it didn't click with them, right? You know, they can't see outside of themselves. They can't see that our people are destroyed. They can't see that the so-called white man is the devil, right? But at this point, all of our people have had an opportunity to get this understanding, man. All right. But a lot of them denied it because the Lord is not dealing with them. Okay. It says, saying, "This is the way, walk ye in it. And when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left." Okay, this is the way, walk ye in it. That's what we heard when Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai presented this truth to us. The Lord told us, look, this is the truth. This is it right here. Everything else in your life, bullshit. This is it right here. And we followed the path, right? We couldn't deny it. Okay. But that's because, Lord willing, we're of the righteous, man. All right. Only the righteous is gonna be bold and stand firm like that and say, you know what, this is the truth. I can't deny it. Everybody else is gonna try to deny it, go against it, talk shit about it, right? But that's because they're not blessed. And remember, the Lord has a lot of enemies too. That's what a lot of them Christians, they don't understand. The Lord has a lot of enemies, man. Niggas forget that. Motherfuckers just think that everybody is the Lord's friend. No, the Lord has a lot of enemies, man. Okay? A lot of enemies, man. Okay? So the Lord has to destroy his enemies. Okay? The Lord is not going to give his truth to the enemies. All right? You're crazy. Okay? Let's get this real quick. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And this is for these copper tops out here. It says, 2 Thessalonians 2:11, it says, "And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie." Okay, a strong delusion, man. All right, and you can see that on 2/3 of our people, man. They're like in the twilight zone, man, on what they believe in. Niggas still don't believe that, the U.S. government is getting ready to implement martial law and start drafting niggas off. And it's so obvious. Look where the climate of everything is going, man. And niggas still don't believe it. Niggas is still, you ask a nigga on the street, "Hey man, you think World War III is gonna start?" Nigga look you was dead in the face and be like, "Nah, man. Nah. The government wouldn't do that." The stupid barbecue dumbass nigga say some shit like that, nigga. No, the government wouldn't do that. You're an idiot, man. Okay, and the Lord is not dealing with you, man. You're a fucking copper top, and you're born for the sword. Okay, all right, and the Lord has given you a strong delusion, man. All right, let me get that word delusion, man. Okay, that's a heavy word. Okay, see, we're not in a delusion. The hopeful elect, we're not in no delusion, man. We know what's going on. Okay, we know what's going on. All right, everybody else is in a delusion, man. Like when they cut off the 2025, at the end of 2025, when they shut the government down and EBT and all of them resources got shut down, what was people doing? They was scrambled. How could this happen? Why would the government do this? What's going on? They can't do this to us. They're in a delusion. Like, bro, they've been setting up the play to cut you people off from the system for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? All of this information coming out on how the government, that jab, when they was putting out that stabbing jab to people, that should have woke you niggas up that the U.S. government is trying to exterminate people, but niggas is still confused. They still lost, so they're in a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. They believe lies, man. Okay, this is the word delusion. All right, it says a false belief or judgment about external reality. Okay, a false belief, and the Lord is putting that spirit on people to have to have a false belief. You know what I mean? Believe in some shit that don't make no goddamn sense. Okay, the Lord is doing that. Okay, because the Lord don't want everybody, man. All right. Now let's get this last scripture, and then I'm gonna go to the comment board and get these off the comment board, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut it out. So this is Daniel 12:10. It says, "Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." Plain and simple. None of the wicked is going to understand this. So when you see motherfuckers like Vocab Malone, Dwayne Preach the Word, all of these niggas on these podcasts trying to discuss how we're wrong, and the Hebrew Israelites, they don't know what they're talking about. You see niggas on TikTok trying to discredit what we talking about. They are the wicked. They're not. That's why they don't understand. And it's not even something. Yeah, we get frustrated. Like, man, these niggas, man. It is frustrating because they so goddamn stupid. But then it's like you can't get too mad at them because it's like this is their lot. Their lot is to not understand. They are part of the wicked. But then it says, but the righteous shall understand. Understand what? Understand the truth. Understand that this is the end. That the Lord is wrapping this world up. That the kingdom of heaven is getting ready to, be placed upon earth. This is what the righteous is going to understand. Everybody else is just going to be lost in the sauce, man. All right. Hey, it says it right there, man. Very plain, right? Very obvious, man. Okay. So let me get these last precepts on the comment board and then we'll shut it out, man. This is Amos 3:7. It says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. You see, his secret unto his servants, the prophets. These are secrets. This truth is a secret. Okay. It's not meant for everybody. All right. It's not meant for everybody. All right. And the Lord is only going to expose that to certain individuals, man. Okay. So them niggas that be tap dancing in that Christian church, the Lord hasn't given his secrets to them because look how many laws they break in that Christian church, man. If that was really the righteous house of the Lord, why you got a faggot up there preaching and prophesying? Why you got women on as the pastor? Right? You can go on and on with the Christian church. Why are you niggas organizing a drill team and got the black woman shaking her ass in the middle of the service? Why is the pastor lying? Why at the breakfast at the breakfast and the lunch intermission of the church, why are they serving pork? Why are they doing these things? Because the Lord is not giving them his secrets. Giving them his secrets, man. They're lost. Okay? And the thing is a lot of people, because they see a lot of strength behind delusion, right? Like the Christian church. The Christian church has a lot of power because it has a lot of members. It has a lot of money. Some of that shit be on TV. It looks like fucking glorious to people in the world. So people in the world who are simple, they look at that and be like, no, there's no way. That's got to be God. Because look how big it is. But you don't understand. If you read the scriptures, you would understand that the Lord deals in small numbers. The Lord deals with the lowly. The Lord deals with the humble image, right? And what's more humble than men standing on the corner week by week, right, with garments on, with a Bible, right, and just preaching the word. That's it. No, we're not asking for no offerings, right? We ain't out there with a megaphone like IUIC. Right? We just preaching the word. That's all we got, man. We ain't got no hot dogs for niggas, right? We ain't out there trying to hand out not brochures, but pamphlets, right? That's all we got is the word, man. What's more humble than that? See, if you read the scriptures and the Lord opened your understanding, you would know that that's how the Lord presents his word. That's how the Lord distributes the word, man. All right? Not with all the flashy shit. In fact, when you read the scriptures, the Lord went inside the temple and whooped them niggas' ass because they was trying to do that flashy shit. They was in there selling merchandise. I guarantee you it was niggas in the temple dancing, doing the same shit we see in the Christian church. Dancing, you know what I'm saying? Having a good old time, playing music, right? That's why the Lord said, you don't make, this house, the house of harlots. You made this house the house of harlots, right? This is supposed to be serious work, okay? So let me get this one. It's Daniel 12:2. It says, and many of them that sleep in the dust, and the dust represents confusion. Okay. It says, of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Yeah. All right. Some is going to wake up to everlasting life. What's the everlasting life? The everlasting life is the truth, right? Like the Lord said, roughly paraphrasing, out of my mouth is going to come living waters, right? You're going to be quickened, mean made alive with this word. That's everlasting life, the truth, the understanding, man. Okay? Because you know the beginning and the end. What more else do you need to know? Right? We don't need to know all the other shit, the Lilith and the book of Jasher And you know what I mean? Because niggas try to get deep with that and be like, nah, man, you got to expand your mind, man. You got to look into other things and get into the book of Buddha, and you got to get into the Muslim. You got to put all that together. Nah, man, you just going to confuse yourself. It's very simple, okay? You just stick to one program, all right? You know what I mean? If you want to be, you want to be in the NBA, right? Do you go play hockey? Do you go play basketball? I mean, do you go play baseball? Do you go play tennis? Or do you try to do all of them things all at once, but then you want to go to the NBA? No, you got to pick one. If you want to go to the NBA, you want to go to the league, you got to stay focused on one only. So that's this truth. You just stay focused on one area, which is the 100% truth. So we've been woken up to everlasting life because we're disciplined and we stick to this program. And it says, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. The shame is that you niggas can't get it, right? When I see a nigga like Dwayne preach the word on TikTok, really it's like it's comical, and it's and it's humorous because it's like, bro, it's a shame that you can't even see it. You going this hard trying to discredit what we talking about, but bro, it's right in front of your face, right? But hey, you want to chase the white man, you getting ready to die with him. A lot of you niggas is getting ready to die with the white man because you want to stay asleep. Go ahead, man. We don't give a fuck about you niggas, okay? This is our last one, Isaiah 29:10. It says, for the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. Hey, that's everybody else who can't get the truth. They're in a deep sleep. They're in a deep delusion. They have not woken up from the Matrix, right? That movie, The Matrix, very spiritual, because Neo and, everybody that was with him, they all had to wake up at their own appointed time, right? They all had to tap out of that Matrix. You know what I'm saying? It's a delusion. But guess what? It was only a couple of them that woke up. Was it everybody? When you watch that movie, bro, it was millions of people in a pod sleep. When Neo woke up out of his pod and he looked around, everybody didn't wake up at the same time. It ain't like everybody got activated. No, it was a lot of niggas still sleep. Most people were still asleep. You see? That's the spirit of deep sleep. They're not able to wake up from the Matrix. They're not able to wake up from the American delusion. It's too strong on their mind. Too many enchantments. Too much generational trauma. Too much generational bad girls club, thug shit. Right? They can't tap out of that. You got niggas. You got Latinos still out here trying to keep that cholo shit going. Right? Niggas still in a lowrider, still, with that, hey, Holmes, still on that stupid shit, bro. He's in the spirit of deep sleep. He can't tap out of it, right? Lord, hey, Tawada Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, we tapped out of this shit. It says, and hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered. All right? That's everybody else. Everybody else is lost. Okay? Only the righteous is going to understand this truth. So if you can understand what I'm saying, if what I'm saying is plain and it makes sense, hey, count yourself blessed, man. You can understand. Okay? But if you watching this video and you getting mad, you getting frustrated, you scoffing in your mind, nah, what are you talking about, bro? You tripping. If you doing that, you can't understand. Ultimately, you can't understand, and the Lord is not dealing with you. All right? You're not one of the faithful, and you're going to be destroyed. You're one of the Lord's enemies. That's why you can't understand it. Okay? So with that, I'll go ahead and shut it out, man. All right? I just wanted to make this live lesson, right? Because I'm trying to go live every Friday. You know what I'm saying? Every Friday afternoon. So, yeah, Lord willing, this was edifying. Okay? Yuakim, Yuakwath, count yourself blessed that we can understand this. Because when you look out into the world, it's like it's a lonely world that we have to live because we're the only ones that get this, man. All right, everybody else is like walking. It's like walking in a world full of full of vampires, and you're the only one alive, full of zombies, man. You're the only one alive, man. That's real lonely, but hey, man, only the strong survive this, man. Okay, and that takes a lot of faith to look at everybody else who can't get it, most people who can't get it, and you still believe like, nah, the Lord exists. Nah, this is the truth. That takes a lot of faith, and the Lord respects that, and that's why the righteous is going to get the kingdom. Because while everybody doubted us, while everybody told us we was tripping, we stood tall, man. We stayed the path. So with that, give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. That concludes this lesson. Double honors once again to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the next video. Shalom.